In this tutorial, we want to look at Gimp. Gimp is a raster-based software that is used most of the time to manipulate images. So it's this image manipulation program. You can use it to improve on your photos and some images, or it also can be used for graphic design, although it's not vector based, so it's not really sometimes adequate. It can also, it's some people use it as well for that. Now we will look at what the current version is, 2.10.20, and that's what I'm going to show you how to use. It was released, I think that this is the release date, in June this year, on the 11th of 2020. Now if you go to gimp.org, you can also type into Google Gimp, and this will come up more or less for you to press it, and then you go to download here. If you come to this here, I'll put a link on where to download it in my description box as well, in case you want it to go easy quicker. Then if you go here, you come to this page, and then you can either download it to Linux, but most of the time most Linux come with GIMP, so check it out first before you try to download it. And then you to OS X version. It's also used for Microsoft Windows. I'm using Windows, and now you can download the torrent version, which I did not download. I just downloaded this version here. Just for you to know, GIMP is a free software. It's an alternative to Photoshop. It can do most of the things that Photoshop does, not all, but most. And it's for free. Photoshop, it costs something, but this is for free. So when you press here, you can just download it. Now when you download it and you open it, you get something like this. Maybe your theme or yours will look a bit white because I've changed mine, but if in case you prefer to have a theme which is darker like this, all that you need to do is to go to edit and then go to preferences, and then this dialog box pops up, and then you go to themes. When you go to themes, you have the dark theme, which I have. You can also choose the gray theme, and then you see how it looks. This is how the gray theme looks. The gray theme is also good. I most of the time use the gray theme and sometimes the dark theme. You can also choose the light theme. This is the light theme. You can go through, I'm not going to go through all. This here, this is the light theme, and this is the okay, I go through all. This is the system theme. This is how it looks. It looks very bright and for you to see clearly. So if you want this, you can just choose this. And let's see, I go back to the dark theme because I want to work with the dark theme. Now you can also change your icon here. I'm using color now. You can choose legacy. You can choose legacy. You can choose symbolic, which changes to this. You can choose symbolic high contrast. You can go through the other options. I go back to color because that's what I'm using now, and then you just go to OK and you are done. Now if you want to start a new project or something, you see there are these you have these options here that you can choose from, like most programs. If you go to file, then you can either do a new it creates a new image. That's and then when this pops up, creates a new image. Now you can choose the image size in case you want the image to have this size, and the width and the height. It depends on what you are using it for. For example, for YouTube, you can use it's normally this 1920 and 1080 for height, and then you can go to advanced, and then Normally I leave the resolution as it is, the 300, because the 300 is a very nice resolution, and that is what it comes with. What I normally change is the background, is this fill width. Sometimes I need a background, because in Gimp you can save your file as JPEG or PNG and other formats, or most raster formats. But in case you want a background, you want to use the background color. Now, where is the background color? The background color for this particular one, because I've done some things in Gimp, this is my background color, and this is our foreground color. You can press it always and change it. We'll do that soon. Let's say that we would just want to first of all use the background color for our thing. You can also choose transparent if you don't want anything there, because most of the time PNG files have transparent backgrounds. You can save them as transparent backgrounds. Why? Because sometimes you will be using the image in a video or something, and then you don't want any color which is blocking what you have behind it, so it's better to use transparent for that purpose. But for this video I just use the background color here, and I click OK, and then you see that it shows the current the background color which was in when you the program stopped working, or for now if you just downloaded it, the color that was there before, I don't remember, I think it was white before, so you might be having white. Now you can change this background here when you go to buckets. So you choose buckets here, and then you see here every time you choose anything from this here, from this section here, which I'll talk about later, which is the tool box. It has many things in. You get the modes that it works. I mean, this one has a different mode, this one has a different mode, this one has a different mode. But let's go to the buckets because we want to change this. And since this is the background, we go to fill type is background. Now you click this, and then you choose the color you want to change the background to now. So if you choose this now and you do OK, now when you after that, when you click here, you get this background. Now let's look at this. When you come to this area here, this gives us it's a tool box, more or less, containing some tools that I use frequently. Now you can also go here there and go to tools generally, and then you have all the tools that you can have access to. Not all of them are here now. You can append them, you can put them there by just going here and selecting them. For example, if you select it, it will go there. Because let's see here, for example, let's look at the rectangle tool now. If you see the rectangle tool, if you come here, you can only access the rectangle tool, but you can't get to the ellipse tool. If I click here, I can draw a rectangle, but I could not toggle through to get the ellipse. But why? I can come here again here and do select ellipse, and now the ellipse comes here. Now it's available. So next time if I want, I can choose either ellipse or rectangle, whichever. Now the rectangle tool or the ellipse tool can be used to color a place. Now I've selected this place with the rectangle tool. Let's say with this selected rectangle here, I want to give it a different color. I can just go here or also click here and do edit, and then I go to fill with with foreground color, and then it fills it with the foreground color. Now in case I still don't like this color, I can just come to the bucket here, and then in the bucket I go to the active foreground color, and then I choose maybe now this color here, and then I do this reset, and then when I press it, I now have this color here. Now there are other tools that you can easily use. For example, in case let's say you don't like this background, so you want to change it again. First of all, you have to deselect this one here, so or you can just go to select and go to none. Then this is not selected anymore. Now let's see here, I forgot to tell you something. Everything here is on a layer, and in Gimp most of the things are done, majority of the things is good to do them on layers, because it's not like a vector program where you can just go and just lift this, because they are not pixels, they are just drawn. You can pick a rectangle or so. These are the pixels are colored, so it's better to have these layers so that it's easy for you to move one layer over the other, scale things according to the layers and move them around in your diagram. Now this thing here, we have it in this layer here, so the layer area is showing here, and this one here, if I click the eye here to take the layer away, if I click it in, it brings the layer back. Now one thing I want to also show quickly is because most of the time people use Gimp for photos, so let's see. You can either get a photo by going to file, and then you go to open as layer, for example, or open location. That's also anything. You can open it as you wish. Actually, let's open it as layer. You go here and you search for the file that you want to use. I have something here, so I just open that, and it comes here. You see that it puts it in another layer for me. Now in this, if in case I think this one is lying on this one, I don't want it, I want to move it a bit, you can either go to this thing here. It says that move tool. The move tool can be confusing for beginners. Now it moves layers, selections, and other objects. Let's click it, for example, and then here we want to move the active layer, so we just this is to move a layer, this is to move a selection, and this is to move a path. Now we are not going to do much, because I'm going to do several videos on Gimp and talk about all the others. This is just an introduction. So now you can take your thing and move it here, and then if you are done with it, for example, you can also, this you don't need to go to none, you can just go to the background layer to just deselect it. Now in case you want to go back here and maybe you say, I don't like this gray thing that's in this Gimp logo here, I want to change it to a different color. You go back to the layer, and then one tool you can use here is select. If you go here, since maybe you just downloaded it, the only thing you'll be having, what you'll be having, I think, is the fuzzy select. I think, I'm not very sure of it, but I think what you'll be having, you can get the tool here. I can also go here, and you see the selection tools have other things, so you have this is what you might have. If you have the fuzzy select, let's use the fuzzy select. I wanted to use the select by color, but the fuzzy select also works perfectly well. It selects a continuous region on the basis of color. So we are lucky this here has a uniform color of gray. So when you click here, more or less, it takes this color, it recognizes this more or less. So in case you don't want this color, you can just go to right click and go to edit, and then you can do something like, there are many ways, many things you can do, but here you can do something like cut. If you cut, it already takes this color there. There's another one here, so you can select it and do edit, and then you can also cut again. Oops, sorry, there are more edits and then cuts. There are many ways you can remove. I will do a total video of how to crop things, but for now, this is just for us to look at some way of doing some things. I go to edits and then I cut again. So now it conforms, it goes here, and it's transparent more or less. This and this are transparent more or less. I can also come here and let's see here, if I do edit and then let's get another I would prefer to go for another file. Let's say we go for example, you can also put get a picture into this, not only through going through file. You can also, for example, I'm using Windows, I can go to the Windows editor, and then if I have a picture here, for example, all I can do is that I can just select the picture and drag and drop it in there. So you see I have this picture here, and now since this is big, maybe I want to rescale it, I can just go to image here and I can choose scale image, or I can right click and also choose image and then scale. We go here, and then I want to scale the image. You see this thing here, this is something like a padlock. If you don't want to distort the image, I would suggest you lock it, so that when you change so that the thing is not distorted, aspect ratio is not changed. As you change this, it will be relative to this will be updated. So let's say we choose something like this one here, and then I enter. You see it does this. If you think it's okay, you just do scale, and then you see it scaled it up to this point. Now I am on this layer here, you see. Now what I can do is, let's see here, in case I want to cut something, you can also use something like this here. This is a crop tool that you can use to crop something. In case I want to crop some parts of it, I go to crop, I pick this and then come here, and then I do something like this. I choose wherever I want to crop, and then I click it again, and then it crops it. And now you can move your this thing. In case we want to put it here, we just move it here. So this is more or less how Gimp works. I'll be doing a lot of videos on it, how to deal with, but this is a short introduction for Gimp. Thank you for watching. I have also videos on Inkscape, and I'll be doing more videos on Inkscape and Gimp. Please subscribe to my channel to help me. Thank you.